I am a huge fan of the CTO leading difficult conversations inside of a company, being a facilitator, being a gatherer of the people in order to work through various challenges. One of them is the competitive advantage of your company. Even as CTO, I believe you have a huge role to play because you know a lot about what's going on inside of the organization, from product delivery or services all the way through to executive team leadership and all that. But when I think of competitive advantage, I lose it a little bit because I think of space and I think of earth and I just think of how am I going to help people see that my products are great and that my team is working hard and that we really love our customers more than the next company. So I want to talk a little bit about how we can break that down and what tools we can bring to our organization. So if we think about competitive advantage, it is quite simply the factors that makes you a more attractive product than your rival. So whether it's a superior product, intellectual property, licensing deals, cost structures, your brand, your customer service. These are all things that lead to a better positioning in the market space. Differential advantage is traditionally you gain market insights, your customers are being surveyed, you have patents out in public, your compliance is on your website, your SOC 2 is done. You demonstrate to your customers that you are ready, maybe more than your rivals, to do business with them. Including, as a friend mentioned to me, you can use your security assessments and compliance and vulnerability scans and use that as a competitive advantage. Then you have comparative advantage, and I believe this is where the CTO can play a massive role, because this is where you can work on your process, work on your efficiency. This can improve your profit margin. You can scale better. You can price things better. And you are more agile to respond to change and harness ideas from the edges. So let's take a look at these two, differential and comparative, in a little more detail. So remember, comparative advantage, do things better. Differential advantage is just make customers happier. So close friend of mine, Brant Cooper. Is it okay, Brant, that I called you a close friend? Came up with this initiative prioritization tool, which I really love, because on the axes you do confidence and certainty, and you do impact in your company or to your customers, and you take your projects, and I know we've discussed a lot of projects, so break them down and put them in the quadrants according to how confident you are that you know what needs to be done, all the way through to high uncertainty and low impact. Now, what I love about it is in the top right, if you are high confident and high impact, you execute. That's kind of easy. Then if you go over to low confidence or high uncertainty, but it's still high impact, you know that you need teams involved that can run experiments and can vibe with that. Now, if you go into low impact and low confidence, I don't see that as a way to just trash those projects. You can actually ask your team to gather more evidence. Usually this is where all the wacko ideas go. How about encouraging your team to gather more evidence? And if you're in the high certainty or confidence, but there's low impact, brilliant way to onboard team members, junior engineers, apprenticeships. So take a look at that tool. Then we have the 3 Horizons tool, which is a pretty well-known tool, where you bring in your C-suite, your executive team, and you discuss the 3 horizons. H1 being business as usual. Now, we know that business as usual over time will degrade your business. H2 is disruptive innovation. H3 is emerging trends or the emerging future. And as a team, you can take a look at what's going to happen 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, categorize your project as H1, 2, and 3, and be able to address your market that way. On the comparative advantage, there's 2 tools that I love. One is value stream mapping. My friend Steve Pereira and I had lots of conversations about that. It's a brilliant way to bring in all the people, all the aspects of your team that are involved in delivering a certain value, and you go and look at every single component and ask yourself, what value does it bring to the process? What percentage complete? How do I improve that? And you really work as a team to increase efficiency. Now, this will really send agility through the roof, in my opinion, because not only is everyone taking a hard look at what they're doing, but everyone has a mindset of how do we make things and improve things for the better internally. And then we have Wardley mapping, which is a great way for your leadership team to look at where to play and how to win. Take a look at Wardley mapping, and I hope these tools help you. You can share these outcomes with me or not.